Lost in lockdown. May morning. It's May 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic is raging and Britain is in lockdown. Father Damien is anxious that he has lost his vocation. This coronavirus business has really tested my faith. No, maybe not my faith so much as my calling. Or there again. He sighed. It all used to seem so simple. People would ring me when someone was ill or dying and I would go round and anoint them for healing, or give them communion, or even just sit with them. But now there's no touching, no sharing the bread. If someone's suspected of having COVID, they're not even sitting with them unless I can manage to scrounge the full protective get-up from the hospital, which I only like to do in extremis because I don't want to leave them short. "There's the phone," Peter said when his friend paused for breath. He hadn't expected his call to unleash this torrent of frustration and anguish. "And your live-streamed masses. There seemed to be lots of people logged in when I watched last Sunday." "I know, but take last Monday night. Hilda Flint rang. I don't know if you've met her. She doesn't make it to Mass very often these days because she's not so steady on her feet now. She was worried about her son, Jim. It sounded as if he'd got the virus and was pretty bad, so I told her to ring for an ambulance. I got there just as they were loading him into it. I couldn't do anything for either of them. I just had to let Hilda go back into that house on her own, not even knowing if she'd be able to look after herself without Jim there to help. And I daren't go in with her to see she could manage okay, in case that meant I'd have to self-isolate for a fortnight and miss a funeral I was taking. But was it really the funeral that I was worried about, or just that I didn't want to get COVID myself? I really don't know. And if it was just fear, what does that say about my faith? I'd say you were just being responsible. I bet you rang her in the morning to check she was okay." "I did, as a matter of fact," Damien admitted, "and she said she was managing all right. But she may have just been saying that so as not to admit she can't cope. Normally I'd go round, and I'd be able to see if things weren't right. Now, even if I did call on her, she wouldn't be allowed to invite me in." "It won't be like this forever," Peter murmured, trying desperately to think of something to say. "You're doing everything you can." "But that's just it. I'm doing everything I can, but it's not enough. That's what makes me feel. That's what I mean by starting to doubt my vocation. What's the point of being a priest when you can't do the things that priests are there for? Hearing confessions, sharing communion, anointing, getting people who need it to ring for an ambulance in the middle of the night," Peter continued for him, "getting out of bed to see them safely off to hospital, listening on the telephone to ex-police officers agonizing over nothing at all. Stop beating yourself up about the things you can't do and just concentrate on the things you can do." Lost in lockdown. May morning. This novel is due to be published on the 1st of April 2020. You can pre-order the Kindle edition now. It is the second part of a trilogy. The first book, Weed Killers, Christmas Morning, is out now in paperback, large print, e-book and audiobook editions.